Shiesty has decided. He said, look, government, we've been fighting. We got 2 fights going on. This fight and another one. But this fight, I'm going to concede. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Pooh Shiesty. That's right. That Pooh, there's only one Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty has pled guilty to shooting a man in the buttocks. Okay. Now, real quick, as everybody know, the rapper Pooh Shiesty, his real name I believe is like Lontrell Williams, something like that. I believe that's his name. Hold on, let me check real quick. Yeah, okay. So his name is Lontrell Williams. Pooh Shiesty. Him and his attorneys have decided to plead guilty. Now, for everybody that knows, there's a couple of different cases that Pooh Shiesty is involved in. He's involved in the case where there was the shooting, where there was the shoes and the money that was supposed to be getting exchanged. And he's involved also in another case where there was another shoes. And it was a security guard at a security officer, security at a club or at an event. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the monies, and we're talking about the drugs and the shoes. That's what we're talking about. So anyway, so apparently, just so I could just fill you in real quick so everybody can remember what happened. Pooh Shiesty was supposed to be going to make an exchange. It was about sneakers and weed or some shit like that. I mean, that's what they said, sneakers and drugs. So he was going to make an exchange. He had something like $40,912 in cash. No, that's exactly what it was. It wasn't like. So $40,912 with him. It was in, I believe, a Louis V bag. So he goes to it's like a hotel, I believe, and it was also across the street from a police precinct or something like that. So he goes to the hotel. When he goes to the hotel, he goes to meet up with the people. Now, this is what the police is saying it's happened. Not only is the police saying that this happened, this is also what allegedly they have on video surveillance. I just want to be clear on this. So they have on video surveillance Pooh Shiesty allegedly, I don't know what this shit is saying allegedly, but allegedly showing up. He pulls up to the hotel with another man who they're saying was riding shotgun, and a third person who was in a black Mercedes Maybach that was following him. He was in a McLaren, by the way. Pooh Shiesty was driving a McLaren. They say after he accepted a bag of marijuana and examined, a pair of shoes, Williams then allegedly pulled out a Draco. Now, I just want to be clear about something. You trying to tell me that they went to a location to buy things and Pooh Shiesty decided to shoot the spot up instead? We don't know why he pulled out the Draco. Maybe the shoes was fake. I don't know. But he pulls out the Draco, they say, and a subcompact weapon, if everybody that didn't know, and he ends up hitting the alleged victim in the buttocks. I got a quick question. Anybody know why they call it the buttocks? Like, is that really the word and we just shorten it up for butt? Like, is it really supposed to be buttocks, or no, was it really just butt, and then all of a sudden there was like some clown somewhere, he was making jokes, like, yeah, the buttocks, and then all of a sudden that just stuck? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Anyway, after he allegedly, because they're not even saying he was there, they say he was allegedly there and he allegedly shot a person. So after he allegedly shot the person, he then drove off, and the Louis V bag that was stuck with all the money fell out. So first thing I want to say about this before we go any further, you're trying to tell me that dude showed up to a spot to buy things and apparently decided to shoot a person, I'm guessing because he didn't want to pay him. And then after shooting the person, he still left the money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I heard of Keystone Cops, but this is Keystone Crooks. Oh man. Anyway, the investigators are saying that they linked the cash to Pooh Shiesty, as I've reported before. Apparently, he, like the day before or some shit like that, he was taking pictures with the money, and the FBI was able to get an entire serial number off of the money that he was taking pictures with, and match it to one of the bills that was in the bag. So they did a lot of work to get this nigga. I'm just gonna be clear. There had to be somebody that was sitting around rubbing their chin like, we gotta get this guy. This guy needs to get all the gottens. And then so apparently it was one of the bills was 100. That's the one they matched. Just so we could be clear. So Pooh Shiesty was actually facing life in prison, for everybody that don't know. So apparently he's decided to plead guilty. The prosecution is saying that they're gonna ask the judge for 8 years. That's like 72 months. How many months is that? I have no idea. So the prosecution is saying that they're asking the judge for 8 years, but as we already know, they could give you anything. They don't have to give you 8 years. So the judge, like when you take these deals, the judge isn't held by any mandate that they have to give you the time that that you agreed to with the defense. That's with the prosecution. That's all up to the judge whether they want to honor that shit or not. Just most of the time they do. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't always honor that. So anything could still happen to Pooh Shiesty, just so we can be clear. He's also not out of the woods. So anyway, it also says they actually made a point to say that, because there is a misconception. I just want to reiterate this. There's a misconception that when you make a deal with the prosecutor, that the prosecutor then goes to the judge and the judge says, "Oh, I have to give you this time. My hands is tied." No, it's just them saying to the judge, this particular I don't know what you want to call it. This particular criminals, this particular individual that is up for prosecution, this defendant, there we go. This particular defendant, we obviously did all the reporting and the research on them, and because of the way in which they came to us and the help that they're going to give us, or their admission of guilt, we believe that X amount of years is enough time. Usually the judge falls in line with that. That's another reason why it's good to be a good person. Because imagine you a whole douchebag and then you make a butter-ass deal and help the defense, help the prosecution and shit. And you like, oh man, you a whole douchebag now. So your deal had to deal with snitching. You a whole douchebag. And then you're like, yeah, I did all of the snitchings. Now I'm going home. And then the judge is like, well, I don't feel like honoring this, and I'm still going to give you 30 years. That can happen, just so we can be clear. That can happen. That, like, right then and there, you got to just be thinking about how you got to be sad. I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, Williams' change, for everybody that don't know, and decision to strike a deal followed after the alleged victim that was shot in the buttocks was indicted in Florida on suspicion of taking part in an elaborate bank fraud scheme. So, just so we could be clear, the person who got shot, his name is Brandon Cooper, 28-year-old Brandon Cooper. He was shot in the buttocks, apparently. And he was on trial, or he's going to be on trial. He's suspicion of taking part in an elaborate bank fraud scheme. And I've been telling y'all, the government is really going after these scammers. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to put y'all in the game. I just want people to stop scamming, because I don't want to get scammed. But I also would like for people to stop scamming, because you got responsibilities out here in the world. It's gonna suck if you get locked up and go to jail. And think about those individuals that you scam. They got responsibilities too. You might have fucked up their responsibilities. Anyway, also, just so we can be clear, while he is admitting the guilt, it's not guaranteed. Like I said, he'll receive prosecutor's recommended sentence. Like I said, it helps. Also, it has to do with points, as everybody already know this point system. So this could be really beneficial to him. We're gonna see what happens. I don't know. What do y'all guys think about this? Are you hyped? This is still a possible 8-9 years he's gonna have to do, just so we can be clear. So I want to know what y'all guys think about this. Do you think this is gonna destroy his career or not? I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. Bobby Shmurda did 7 years. it ain't the same. Like, comment, subscribes. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one.